Good. I could drive. Driver's ready. Marshals look alive. We're going in less than 5. Patience, patience, patience. Easy, easy. Good checkup, Poleske. Good checkup, DelGuidice. This is how we're supposed to start a race, except for that little bit where Sorgen took himself out for a bit, but he got right back after it. Weissenberger, Tennies, O'Brien, Bliss, Poleske, DelGuidice, Filter. Then we got Zucker, Sorgen, and Garay. Top 10 here in 13.5 Buggy today. Tennies trying to size up Weissenberger. Weissenberger just a little wide, not quite there for Greg. They're already building a little margin to bend Bliss up to the 3rd spot. Then Poleske, DelGuidice, and Filter. Lead battle into the back 5. The gray and green is CJ Weissenberger. The factory white, that's Gregory Tennies. Nose to tail down the front straightaway. 3 laps. Never separated by more than 10 feet. So far, Greg with a slightly quicker lap, but who cares? Nose to tail into the back 5. Weissenberger defending. Tennies looking for a way by. Bliss, Poleske trying to move forward. DelGuidice gets it wrong in the 5-pack. Filter can't quite take advantage. Kraig O'Brien back on his horse. Sorgen, Zucker, and Chris Garay rounding out the 10 here. CJ cuts it too tight off the end of the 5-pack. That's the opening Greg needed. Gregory Tennies to the point. Greg down through the chicane there, the all-white. Couple seconds to CJ. Bliss got Poleske closing in ever so slightly. DelGuidice and Filter pretty close. Then O'Brien, Sorgen still ahead of Zucker and Garay. Year leader down the short chute, the factory white. Trackside zone, Gregory Tennies. Tight to the curbing. Double, single, and double out of the 5-pack for Greg. CJ moving over. Thanks, Chris, for the room. Trying to get back after it. 14.5 for Greg, 14.8 for CJ. Ben's got a 15.3. Poleske, 14.9. Top 2 breaking away. Tennies and Weissenberger. Greg grabbing just a little too much of the curb, but kept it on the wheels. Good lap there for CJ, 14.6, his best lap of the race. Got mixed up at the end of the chicane. Didn't see what happened. Couple right behind you. Thanks, Jeremy. And back after it. So now we got 2, 3, 4 over at factory team point there. CJ, Ben, and Poleske. CJ with maybe a straightaway to Bliss and Poleske, who've been going at it since the opening tone. Missing it again, but some happened to Greg. Greg giving up just a couple seconds in that 5-pack. So it's going to be Tennies. 2 seconds to Weissenberger. 2 seconds to Bliss, who's got Poleske closing in. Garay will give him room when he gets there. Thanks, Chris. But then that's 4 position with Zucker behind you if you see him. Filter is a lap up if he gets there, Chris. 2:15 to go in this one. Tennies with a good start. One little bobble by CJ. He's taking the lead and doesn't want to look back off the 5-pack. That factory white tight to the curbing. Stepping down and down the line again. He's got hot lap of the race, and he just did a better one. 14.4. Watch at the end of the straightaway. End of the straightaway. End of the straightaway. And clear. New hot lap of the race for Tennies. 14.4 last time around. Works his way through the traffic. 1:45 to go. Tennies absolutely assaulting the chicane with the 4x today. Just ripping it down the chicane, and he needs to because Weissenberger's trying to close back in. 1.5 minutes to go. Greg down the straightaway over the line. Good lap here, 14.7. CJ 14.9. A couple tenths to the good for Tennies, and he's going to need them. CJ's got a quick car. Greg turns in a little tight going into the 5-pack. Lands back on the wheels, but that's going to cost him half of his lead. 1:15 to go. Greg and CJ going at it. 14.6 for CJ. He checks out in the chicane. Going to give Greg that breathing room one more time. Bliss can maybe see CJ. Ben's still sitting 3. Filter's made his way by Poleske for the 4th spot. Then O'Brien, Sorgen, Garay, Zucker, and DelGuidice inside the last minute. Greg coming off the tiny triple. Good landing, tight to the curbing and into the back 5. Here comes CJ. He's going to have to get after it now. Weissenberger pushing hard in that green and gray car. Looks like a good lap for CJ, and it is 14.6, his best lap of the race. Gets right back into the fight. 35 seconds to go. They got a couple more laps. Here comes Greg over at factory team point. CJ a little better roll speed. Down the line, 14.8 to 14.5. Weissenberger finds a little more. Into that back 5. They're working up behind Garay. Chris will give him room when they get there. 1 and then 1 more. CJ behind him when he gets there. 13 seconds. This is the final lap. Here comes Tennies using all the curb. CJ used just a little too much. Going to give Greg breathing room. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross the line and you will be done. Sorgen and O'Brien, that's for position. Greg going to get the win. That's the best battle on the track. Can O'Brien hunt down Sorgen? Looks like Brian's going to get there. Cross the line and you will be done. Just looking for KOB. That's a race. Tennies with the win. Holding off CJ. Bliss. Filter from the 8 to the 4. Poleske, Sorgen, O'Brien, Garay, DelGuidice, and Zucker. Good race.